Showcasing voluntary creative groups. There's going to be all sorts of performances and workshops. I declare this Day of Heritage and Culture open.
Welcome to Rochdale, nestled in the valley of the Roach beneath the mighty Blackstone Edge, rooted in history, striding into the future, an industrial giant of the Victorian age celebrated by our grand Gothic town hall. Folk Like Us, it was an interesting mix of lots of different creatives. We had this idea of using the town hall as a backdrop to showcase what people can do. As well as showcasing the writing group, it was a chance to showcase various other groups as well. So we had the U3A Choir from Littleborough, we had Littleborough Brass Band, we had the Edwin Waugh Society.
Good morning! Welcome to Rochdale Town Hall. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Jo and I'm one of the tour guides here. I'm also part of the Riverside Writers. We was able to put a tour that I'd put together, plus all our workshop and all our writing into the tour. So we went round the historic rooms with the creative writing.
And the scaffolding reached high as heaven. Angels teetered on ledges, faded colours and shapes and half-remembered tales of who and what and this and soon. This will all be a significant heritage, and the voices echoed.
There were crowds out on the streets, maybe heading to church, and around tea time they were off to football or flogging, or had they come to see the Queen? At supper time, Lord Mayor's chain was outshone only by the special chain on a brand new privy.
She enters through revolving doors, immediately aware of her polished, shiny shoes, clattering over colourful, emblematic tiles. But it is the vaulted ceiling high above her head that catches her breath.
But a whistling woman and a crowing hen are neither good for God nor men. So as sure as there's a dog in Dover, I came to Rochdale. Give it a quick once over. Now, 30 years later, I've seen some scenes that would make a donkey run away from his beans. But I kept my head down, I was doing all right. For when a sheep bars, it loses a bite.
People loved the fact that they could see things being performed in these really stunning, amazing locations with loads of history about them as well. And that was a really valuable part of what happened on the day.
A town called Rochdale was where I decided to relocate, to start a new life with my wife and soulmate. Okay, maybe he didn't say that last bit, but I'm good at reading between the lines. He's a man of very few words, but I've got more than enough to last us a lifetime.
What a brilliant way of using what we'd worked on as a small group, taking over Rochdale Town Hall and producing a tour, and it was just absolutely magical that day. I can't tell you how enthusiastic I felt, how proud I was of being part of that group. Many phrases would have been said in this room, Lancashire phrases, Rochdale phrases, and so we're going to hear some more poetry about Lancashire dialect, Lancashire voices.
Lancashire voices, lilting, fading, taken far away on breaths of time, leaving us, weaving tapestries of memory, snapshots of family now gone.
Outside, clogs sound in narrow streets. There's the stench of inadequate sewers, horse hooves clack on cobbles, a child cries, a woman shouts.
I heard the click-clack clogs of the dancing classes on textile trains over Pennine passes.
For the talking of trade, a jewel set in a town full of history, where good men's portraits hung on the walls. For the people of Rochdale, whether rich or poor, it welcomed one and it welcomed all.
We want to encourage people, we want to be a community. Rochdale is really, really a great place, full of great folk.
The hard part now is how do we turn our little group of words into a poem? The number one thing is to get people inspired to write, to be able to write, to know that they can do this thing that to a lot of us is kind of alien, so it gives us that bit of inspiration. We had a couple of writing workshops, one for young people, one for adults, and the result of those workshops was people saying, do you know what, this is new to me, I might have a go.
Writing has given me a voice. I ended up having a seizure and they found a brain tumour. I couldn't speak, and I found by writing my words down and how I felt turned into poetry and story writing, and they really brought a confidence into me, this group, because everybody, what they brought was of something of worth.
We do a lot of different things in the course of a year, and we will have a different workshop every week. So we're always looking for a new subject, something to talk about, but the subject is less important than the opportunity it gives us to write some new stuff. It's a group about supporting each other, and whoever wants to come along and join us, to give them encouragement, inspiration, and a few bits of technical tools that they can use to help with their own writing.